The biggest takeaways from last year is obviously I was new head coach. So after having a year under my belt and just kind of learning them and getting to know them, we kind of feel like we're more of a family and a family unit, and we understand where they're at points in time where they're maybe hurting or if they're frustrated, so I know when to kind of move them on, or when they're doing really well and kind of push them. I know when to push them a little bit more, and we just have a really good culture going, and a strong and competitive culture, but it's also fun and loving, and we're just, it's just a really good environment this year.
The biggest takeaway I had from last season was, well, obviously Katie was the new head coach last year, and I think she really helped me build up my confidence, and it was really nice because that was my first year competing all around, and it was a really cool experience, and I was able to go to regionals, and I think that helped me obviously build my confidence in my skills, and I think my leadership skills as well.
I think my biggest takeaway from last season was that I gained a lot of confidence. I was able to compete all around at the beginning of the season and 3 events towards the end, which is awesome. So my goal for this season is to compete all around pretty much all season.
So building my confidence for the season and just like trusting like the practice and the hours, and just putting the things I do in the gym out on the competition floor.
I think the underclassmen have really stepped up, especially on beam, because last year we lost 3 people in the lineup, so we have 2 freshmen in beam lineup right now, and they're really solid. They're going to be great competitors. Also floor, they're stepping up, and bars too, and I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah, last year's senior class was super talented, and it was definitely hard to see them go. You know, it is what it is, and we have to move on, and we had 6 freshmen come in. And so that's a big change. Our class, or our team, is very young. We have 11 of our 17 that are freshmen and sophomore. So bringing them in, we've had to kind of groom them and guide them to kind of know where their role and their place is, because we're going to use them right away, and they need to know exactly where they're needed. And we don't have the time to kind of like ease them in, and we had to kind of put them right in there in the forefront and say, here we go, this is it, and are you ready for the ride?
Yeah, so Route 19 and Stay Driven are hashtags this year. It's basically because like we're like going on a road trip, or our journey for this year, and so if we had a couple stops along the way, like a pothole or something like that, it's just like something negative that we can like kind of turn positive and say that, like basically saying we're not going to give up if we do hit a little bump in the road.
Even though like not every road trip is perfect, we're going to have some road obstacles. Like we're still going to try, we're going to work together as a team and make it to our destination, which is like regionals and nationals.
So we're really working hard on replacing those senior class. The goal for this year is to, since we are a young team, to really work on confidence and consistency. We've done a really good job in preseason going from one inter-squad to the next, and we're still working on the little fine details, but really going into every meet knowing that we're going to hit 24 for 24 routines and not worry about the score, because we can't control that. That's the judge's job, but we can control our routines, and I just really want them to stay within themselves and focus on what they're capable of doing. And during our road trip, we got to make our little pit stops here and there, and so we want to make sure that we're fueling our bodies and our vehicles and making sure that we're doing everything we can to make our road trips successful to the final destination.